Welcome back to the channel everyone. So in our previous video we have discussed about constructors, and in today's video I will discuss about static keyword, where we can use it and what is the purpose to use it. Okay, so let's begin. So here, as you can see, I have created one class static demo and I have a main method here, but in this program I will use two classes. So let's create the second class also, and the second class is student. Okay, student is the name of the class. Now let's assume that a student can have which attributes. So a student can have a roll number, department and HOD, right? So for these three attributes I have to create the variables. So for roll number, let's create integer type variable roll number here, and second is string for department, and again one string for HOD here. Okay, so we created three attributes. Now if I say I want to print the details of this student, so I have to take one method also. So let's take one method. The name of the method is details. Okay, and within that simply write the name of the variable to print the details of a student. Okay, so let's say for example type roll number plus here write roll number first, and then concat this roll number, then write here department, and then concat this department variable here. Okay, and then last is HOD, so concat the HOD variable. Okay, so it will print the details, but before printing the details we have to initialize these three variable, right? So to initialize the variable we have to create the object of this class student. Okay, so let's create the object of this class in main method. So how to create the object? First of all, write the name of the class and the name of the object. So say for example our first object is Dhruv is our first student. Okay, and student here, and here we created our first object Dhruv. Now let's initialize these attributes. Okay, so to initialize the attributes we have to write the name of the object first, then the attribute name and the value. Say for example the roll number of Dhruv is 1 here. Okay, then the second thing is department. So write department here, and the department of Dhruv is computer. Okay, and the last thing is Dhruv dot HOD. So let's say for example HOD of computer department is Dr. Mehta here. Okay, so here we created our first object. Now let's take the second object also. So create the second object. Okay, just paste it here, and let's say our second object is Shubh. Okay, so Shubh is our second student here, and let's say for example the roll number of Shubh is 1 2. Department of Shubh is same computer, and because the department is same the HOD is also same, Dr. Mehta. Okay, so the one thing is remaining that we want to print the details of the student, so we have to call the method in order to print it. So how do we call it? So to call a method, first of all specify the object name dot method name. Okay, so this method will print the details of Dhruv. Okay, these will print the details of Dhruv, right? And I also want to print the details of Shubh, so I have to write details here. Okay, so this will print the details of Shubh. Okay, so here we call the method for Dhruv, and here we call the method for Shubh. So as you can see our program is perfectly fine. So let me run this program now. Okay, so as you can see our output is perfect. Let's give some space here. So this slash t is used to provide a tab, and it is used for format to output. Okay, so as you can clearly see here the roll number of Dhruv is 1 the department is computer, and the HOD is Dr. Mehta, right? So our program works perfectly fine. But here is the one thing we have to notice, that as you can see the department of both the object is same, which is computer. Okay, Dhruv belongs to computer department and Shubh also belongs to computer department. So the one thing is but obvious is that the HOD is also same because the department is same. And the thing to understand is that the HOD belongs to particular department, right? The HOD does not depends to the individual student, right? So here what we are doing, we are initializing the HOD two times because we have two objects. Now if I have five objects, what I am doing, I have to initialize this HOD five times. But there is no meaning to initialize the HOD five times, because that if the department is same, then I can initialize this HOD one time only. Okay, and to do that we can use the concept of static keyword. Okay, so how can we do that thing? So here just we have to specify static keyword. Okay, here we have specified the static keyword. So now we have to initialize this HOD only one time, because the department of both the student is same. Okay, and static does not depends on the individual object. The static member depends on the class. Okay, so now say if I change the HOD of Shubh here, let's say for example if I change the HOD of Shubh as Dr. Shah. So now Dr. Shah is the HOD of computer department, but if I am writing Shubh here, now let me run this program to see the output. Okay, so as you can see, the HOD of Dhruv is also changed, which is Dr. Shah. See here, I have initialized Dhruv.HOD as Dr. Mehta, and I have initialized the HOD of Shubh as Dr. Mehta, but I am changing here HOD of Shubh, which is Dr. Shah. But here is the thing which is to be noticed, is that because the computer department, because both the object belongs to the computer department, that's why if I am changing the HOD of Shubh only, it will also change the HOD of HOD of Dhruv. Okay, if I am changing the HOD of Shubh only, it will change the HOD of Dhruv also. Why? Because the department is same, and because we have declared this HOD as static. Now there is one more thing, we can use the static block to instantiate the static members. How? We can use static block here. Java provide the static block. Okay, so this is our static block. This is the special block in which we can initialize our static members or static variables. Okay, so we can initialize this HOD within this static block, which is Dr. Shah here. Okay, so here what we are doing, we are initializing the HOD only once in the entire program. Okay, so no matter how many objects we are creating, but the HOD will initialized only once in the program, and this static block executed only once in entire program. Okay, so we can now remove this HOD part from here to make the program simple. Okay, and now if I run the program, okay, you can see we got the correct output, right? Now we can also do one more thing here. We can use the concept of constructor also here, and in my previous video I have already explained the about constructors, right? So we can initialize these attributes using constructor here to make the program more simple, right? So just remove this line from here, these two line from here. Here we also here we have to create object only, right? And now if I want to use the constructor, what is the what I have to do? First of all, I have to write the name of the class and then parenthesis, and here I have to use the parameterized constructor because we have to initialize two attributes here. I have to provide the two parameters here, which is integer r, say for example roll number, and string, say for example department. Okay, now I have to initialize the object, so I have to write roll number equals to r and dept, which is department, equals to d. Okay, so done. We initialize the object, but to initialize the object, it is must necessary that we have some value inside these variables, right? And to catch the value inside this variable, we have to provide the value from object. Okay, so we have to write one here, which is the roll number of Dhruv, and the department of Dhruv, which is computer here, right? And within Shubh, we have to provide first of all roll number and then the department. Okay, because it is parameterized constructor, we have to provide the values here, and these are nothing but the attributes, right? So we are providing the two values. This first goes to this R variable, which is for roll number, and the second goes to D, which is for computer here. Okay, so now our program is done. So this is the simple program. So let me run the program again, and yeah, as you can see, we got the correct output. The roll number of Dhruv is 11, the department is computer, and HOD is Dr. Shah. And the roll number of Shubh is 12, the department is computer, and HOD is Dr. Shah. Okay, so this program works perfectly fine. So this is the use of static keyword. Simply, let me wrap up the thing. So the static keyword is used when we want to initialize the member only once, because static member shares the memory. Okay, because the department of both the objects are same, we can initialize the HOD object only once, and to do that we have to declare as a static. Okay, and the second thing we see here is this static block. This static block is the special block which is used to initialize the static member. And one more thing to notice, one more thing to remember, that static block executed first in the entire program. Okay, when we execute the program, first of all this static block executed, and then the rest of the thing executes. Okay, so this is all about static. And one more thing is remaining, which is static methods, that I will be covered in my next video. So if you have any doubts in today's video, you can ask me in the comment section below. If you do like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned. Thank you.